You are listening to Purpose PR Agency Radio, where I connect you with celebrities, media personalities, motivational speakers, CEOs, and inspirational authors. Each guest on the podcast episode is here to give you amazing jewels and help take your brand to the next level. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this amazing podcast episode. And I'm your host, Purposeful Portia. Hello, 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 and welcome to another fantastic episode of Purpose PR Agency Radio. And I'm your host, Purposeful Portia. And I have a great special guest today. And she's someone after my own heart because she is a music artist, a singer. And those people who know me many moons ago, I kind of sang on the mic a little bit as an underground artist. So when I get a chance or opportunity to talk to artists or, even represent them, which I don't at this point represent artists anymore, but when I did, it was something that would always take me back to that drive, that hustle, the passion that only an artist can understand. And helping them highlight their talent is just an amazing opportunity. So I've been blessed enough to, meet this beautiful person. Her name is Fran. She goes by Frantastic Noise out of Philadelphia. And her spirit is so warm and just, no pun intended, but fantastic. How about that? So she is, like I said, born and raised in Philadelphia, and she emphasizes everybody West Philly. And I'm a Jersey girl, so I understand when you have to represent and emphasize where you're from. So not only is she repping her city really hard, but she also shares that she got her start in church, and many people have got their start singing in churches. She sings from New Jersey to Delaware, and she's all over doing great things from Ladybug Festival to Camden Jams, and I'm so completely impressed by her talent and just her story. And I know there's a lot of people who are listening to these podcast episodes, and my main goal for doing this is always to help take you to the next level. And as an artist, you always want to know secrets and tips and how a person got started and, what's next and what to do. And I love the fact that she is an open book and a willing spirit to share someone who's in the same situation or who understands how it is to try to come up and be noticed and recognized. And I don't want to take up the whole intro by being all gushy and sweet over her, but she's such a beautiful spirit that I wanted to make sure that you had the opportunity to meet her. So I'm going to welcome her to the show. Welcome to the show, Fran. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Good. Hey, girl. How you doing? I'm so glad to be on the show with you. Girl, that was a wonderful introduction. You did that. I love it. Yes, honey. That was great. How you feeling today?
Honey, that's what they always say. Like, they say Portia gives the best introductions.
I was like smiling while you were talking. I was like, okay, that's me. That's something about me. But it was all good things, and it you know what? It keeps me humble, and it keeps me making sure I don't have a swell head because there's always more to be doing. So yeah, that was good. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You are forever welcome, and it's well deserved. It's well deserved. And like I was telling, our listeners, Fran, that you've been blessed enough to do like Ladybug, and you are about to do an event coming up in Trenton, and it's going to be at the Patriots Theater, the War Memorial Theater in Trenton, and you're opening for some old school acts, okay?
Ooh, yes, girl. I was shocked when I got the car, excited. I was like, oh, let me put this noise in this thing, okay? Yes. I was like, I told her I'm coming to bring the a noise when we come up in here, okay?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm so proud of you for that. And, smiling, like I said, many, many, many moons ago, we're talking like the 90, 95, like I've always wanted to sing. Like now I record demos in my shower. Like that's...
All right, I talk about some shower singers too in my songs. I be like, where my shower singers at? So I'm talking to one right now.
Yes, but I live vicariously through people who are doing it. And I know, we have listeners today who they too have the dream and they want to know how you got started. So tell people how you got started.
Man, this is going to be really funny for some people because, I got started in church, like you said, that is usually a lot of our background. And I came from a church that I felt like it had a special, anointing or something on it because everybody could sing. So I kind of identified myself in that church as a singer. And so the funny thing is I didn't really know I could sing. I knew I could hold a note, but I didn't really know. And so as time progressed, people would ask me to sing, and I'd be like, who's he talking to? Me? and I'm like, they want me to sing. And the more I did it, the joy that I got out of it, the passion, like it started to grow. And it wasn't just about me. It's just how, you can impact people's lives. Like with your podcast, I'm sure there's a passion because you impact people's lives. And that's where my singing became like a passion for me. And so fast forward, I had the pleasure of singing with other groups through the years and just continue to meet different people to develop my talents and to understand my vision and my calling with this. And in 2017, I did my first showcase. It was for my birthday. And I was like, you know what?
Wow.
I want to do a live performance for my birthday. And it wasn't like a special year. It wasn't a special year. It was because that's where the birthing of my, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that. I mean, I really was like that.
Yes.
Those type of highlights, they'll always stick and stay with you, And
it does to this day, right? Because I remember how nervous I was, excited, and I just remember it was. I remember when it ended, and I probably really never told nobody this. I remember going home, and the next morning, if you were never sure about purpose in your life, that moment, I knew that was part of my purpose.
Right.
I knew it was part of my journey, and it was a burning sensation. It was like, yo, this is what I'm called to do, not for me just to get self-gain, but to impact people's lives every opportunity that I get through songs.
Right.
So I knew at that moment. And so 2017 birthed Frantastic Noise, and didn't know what that looked like. I just knew that this is where I was going, and I'm grateful that people have been invested into this vision, and they'll see me and be like, oh, I got to refer you to this, refer you to that, and it's just been moving ever since. So it's been wonderful. Absolutely a journey. It is a process that I've never thought I'll be a part of, but I'm grateful to be chosen for the process. So it's dope. That's my word, it's dope.
So how did you get the name Frantastic Noise? I absolutely love that. That's amazing.
All right, so I would always, go out to events or conferences, and you have to put that little sticky thing on you and write your name down.
Yeah.
So I would write Frantastic. That's what I would do. I would write Frantastic. I would keep writing it, and people would be like, ooh, that's hot, ooh. And I'll be like, I felt like it was a fun name.
Right.
So fast forward, I was talking to an old associate of mine, and this particular person was like, I hear Frantastic Noise. And I was like, ooh, the noise. And as I began to look up what the word noise means, I realized that we could identify noise as something negative. But noise can be something so positive, right? Because the right frequencies, the right sound can do something to you that's a noise, And it begins to really birth something out of me. And I realize now, I always say when I do shows, I am the noise maker. I'm the original noise maker. And so my heart is like, yo, let's make some noise wherever we go. And so we put it together, Frantastic Noise, and it's been catchy, and I love it. I love it because it's personal to me, so it has history with it as well too.
I love it too. I think that it's a play off of your name. It's
yes.
It's so much depth behind it because as an artist, you have to be seen. What makes you stand out from the rest? There's so many people there.
Yes,
and so
absolutely.
That is a part of, tipping back into, my world of public relations and, branding and, of course we touch on the marketing side as well. And you want to make sure that you're memorable, because at the end of the day, like when I go into networking events, I'm in there with a lot of people who are in the same, field as myself. But what made me stand out? Like, sure, it used to be Fran, my name, but now everybody and their mama's named Portia, so it's not really a little different. So I appreciate the fact that you have a double twist and spin on your name, because it's Frantastic, and then you're saying noise, but they're like, why would you say noise? Like, what is? And it's celebratory. Like, I'm celebrating who I am. Like, when you go to events, New Year's Eve parties or Halloween, whatever party it's at, they have the noise maker, and that's not a bad thing. There. Yeah, so
it's
that's
not
great.
A bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And I think and it's so funny. I like what you said. Like, it stands out, and I'm gonna give you an example. I went to an event last year, and I had to sing at the event. I met this woman, so she was like overly excited for us to talk. So 2 weeks later, I called her. And I introduced myself. I said, hey, this is Fran. And she couldn't remember who I was. Like, she was like, okay, well, keep talking, and come on. And I was like, Frantastic Noise. She said, oh, I know who Frantastic Noise is. Mm-hmm. And it was like at that moment, like, it just solidified what exactly you said, right? Like, you want to be memorable. Mm-hmm. So it's not just the outside, but it's the name, everything about it. And so, it was intentional. Like, not without even knowing, like, that was something that was coming to my future for purpose. So it's great. And what you said is absolutely right. So most people be like, Frantastic, that's what So yeah, you're definitely on it with that one. Absolutely.
And I mean, also, like, your name will definitely define the type of music that you entertain. Like, I mean, of course, as you and I were talking earlier, like, you're saying you're a melting pot. But when I hear Frantastic Noise, I'm not hearing anything depressing. I'm hearing something that's lifting me up. I'm hearing something that's like a party goer, something that's fun. Like, you're always walking on sunshine. You're always like, bring the noise. Like, that for me is kind of like, if I was in a down day on a Monday and it's raining and I'm balled up in the corner thinking about my ex, then it's like, let me put on some Frantastic Noise to get myself out of this funk. And so that's what I think, of course, when we hear your noise, like, you're going to be good, period. That's really,
Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate that. That's just more and more confirmation, girl. You just got me hyped. Like, keep on moving, keep on talking. Like, all right, Fran, keep with the process, So yeah, you want to hear things like that. So yeah, that was it. Go Portia. Go Portia. I love it.
But I mean, I'm so serious because and I wasn't talking personally about me when I was like, balled up in the corner thinking about an ex. But
absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, that's how, like, as people, like, you go up and down, like, whether it's you lost your job or whether you got into an argument with your parent or your kid is getting on your last nerve or your last dendrite. The dendrite is the part past the nerve, right? Or, you had an argument with your wife or had an argument with your man or whoever. It's kind of like we have to motivate ourselves to take ourselves out of that stinking stuck place and to know.
All up in my person.
But I'm just saying to know that you can sit there and flip through your your iPod or flip through like your CD rack or whatever, and then you're like, you know what? I need to get myself out of here. I need to jump in my car. I need to put on some tunes that's going to take me to, great speed of happiness. Let me put on some Frantastic. And that's how it should be. Mm-hmm.
And that's you're right on target. There's something as a future project, and I'm working on, and I just want to give a taste of it. So what you're saying is definitely what my goal is, right? So I talk about being a noise maker, and that's anybody can be a noise maker. You have to identify what noise are you making in your life, and is that noise helping other people.
Right.
So I always feel like this. Like, all right, the noise that you make, you should be able to use your time, your talent, and your treasure from the noise that you have to impact people's lives to live in their purpose. Mm-hmm. And right now, we got so much noise out here that is, like you said, depressing, it's sad, it's miserable, but we have an opportunity to turn that noise around. Right. And so that's what, as a noise maker, that's my goal. Like, when I'm coming on stage, when I'm talking to people, when I'm encouraging, it doesn't matter where I'm at, I'm like, yo, what noise are you making today? Mm-hmm. And that's always, and so I challenge anybody who's listening to this podcast, hey, look at yourself and see what noise are you making, and is it positive or is it negative? And I encourage you, it's always an opportunity to turn that noise around to something crazy, something funky, something fun, something encouraging, because it's out there. We need to tap into it. So identify your noise. That is like my passion every day, no matter what I'm going on. Because we have bad days, but they don't have to stay bad days.
Right. That's my point. Yep. That's my point. Like, we have bad days, bad moments, bad seconds, bad hiccups. But it's like we have to train and train and condition ourselves to talk to ourselves to get up out of it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And sometimes, like, whether... I'm really connected to God, and I have my own spiritual relationship, but some people, they don't. And so some people believe in the atmosphere. And so I feel like, it's time for you to change your atmosphere. Put on some music that's going to help change, the energy that's around you. So, I love it. And, for that, it's kind of like when I listen to you, I'm thinking, like you're like some, I don't want to say like hip hop, sold out rock or whatever, but I was like, remember the singer Reese? Like, that's kind of what you remind me of. Like, you know what I'm saying? So definitely.
I mean, that's it. Yeah, like I don't want to be put into, a box. And I'm always saying that. And one of the things that identifies as noise, you were saying, like, your own spiritual walk. So, like, in my bio, one of the things that I use is Psalm 45:1, and it just says that your tongue is the pen of a ready writer.
Yes, it is.
So it is my instrument to use it as a noise, right? So how am I going to speak and sing and interpret and from body language? Like, all of that matters. Mm-hmm. And so that's where my connection comes. Like, all right, Fran, your tongue has to be the pen of a ready writer. What are you writing on the tablets of people's hearts and their minds and their souls and their spirit when you open up your mouth, whether it's a conversation or singing? So, that noise part is such a huge part. And I just say, like, I'm a noise maker. And that's what, coming to do. So, I'm, like, uber excited about this.
That's, and all, at the end of the day, that's your purpose. You know what I mean?
Yes,
we all have a purpose, and that's your purpose.
That's right.
Is to elevate people out of their dark places. And I love it.
That's right. Mm-hmm. I love it. You're right.
So can you do me a favor, Fran? Can you bless the listeners with a little bit of, little song, little something?
Absolutely. So I want you guys to, keep a lookout. So my first single, ironically, we're talking about noise, and it's called Noise Maker. So we are working on it. So I just want to sing just a little bit to you guys, just so you get a peek of what's going on. And it really is just, again, it's all about you making that noise and staying with that noise, and so that so it's a funky beat, but I want to give you the words so you kind of know. So it's like, I got my own sound that gets the people around. I got my own dance that send them to the madhouse. I got my own language that you people can't decide. Hey, I got my own mind when you people like. Hey, cause I'm a noise maker. Coming to make some noise. Cause I'm a noise maker. Coming to make some noise. I'm a noise maker. Coming to make some noise. Ooh, cause I'm a noise maker. Coming to make some noise. I just want to give y'all a little bit. To give y'all a little bit.
That was amazing.
So that's going to to be the first single, so I need y'all to keep it. It's going to be so dope. We've had the opportunity to perform this live already, and the feedback is like, man, people are like walking away like, oh yeah, I'm a noisemaker nation, blah, blah, blah. And that is what we are. That's my goal.
I love it. I love it.
And it's my goal, and I have this mantra that I use, and I learned this many years ago, and it's my goal, whether it's my internal people or my external. So my internal people is my team, my band, my marketing, whoever's working with me to help build the brand. I have to impact their lives to make noise as well, too, in their own right. So I don't think anybody's going to stay with me forever, but while you're here with me, let's make sure you are also making noise.
Absolutely.
And then when we're out performing, and it's our vendors, it's our customers, it's our fans, I want to impact your life as well for you to make noise. So it's not just for me. It's really, I'm just a tool that's been used to promote it, to really impact other people's lives. And that's what the song is about. Like, you got your own style, you got your own flavor, you got your own mind. Like, be confident in that. Make your noise.
I was up in here trying not to snap my fingers all loud on the I was sitting here rocking like, ew.
Yes. So then when we do the single release, we gotta bring that to us. I'm like, yo, it's out. You can go buy it. You can go get it. So
yes, but they heard it first here, though, Fran. They heard it first here.
They heard it. Listen, y'all know Portia got the face out. She's gonna bring it to you. Y'all look. Portia's a noisemaker, okay? She's already in tune. She was like, oh, I'm bringing that noise on myself so I can give it to y'all. Bam, there it is. There it is. Boom.
Absolutely.
See how it works?
I'm telling you. So since you are a loving noisemaker and you like to bring happiness to everyone who's in contact, their ears are in contact with your voice. Even, I should say, their ears are in contact with your message, right?
Yes.
So how can someone, like me, who's still singing in the shower, even though I had the opportunity to get out, but how can someone take that next step to, to be from the shower, to get some money together to do a demo, or to be in front of, an audience, just so they can get their self together? Like, what are some steps you have that you can offer?
The first step I'm going to say is courage. That is the first step. It's courage. I had to build up my courage. And I'm going to tell you why courage is so important. So I wanted to talk about something really, really quick, what happened and how I'm able to move the way I move. So back in 2017, and I want to say this first too, most of what I do is based on a referral. It's not, it's just people who've seen me somewhere and they tapped into the vision and referred me, and I got another gig. So this is what courage did. Somebody tagged me in a post on Instagram or Facebook or something and said, Fran, you need to apply for this. Okay. And I'm like, okay. At the time, I was not really sure that I was like built for this. Although other people can see it, and I had to find my courage. So I had this demo, and I was not excited about this demo at all. But I was like, "This all I got. I'm gonna just send it." And I was a cover song. I was like Fantasia or something. I go submit it. A week later, I get a call to say, hey, can you come out? It's like a try. This time I got Ladybug. Can you come try this out? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, fine. So the band I was with at the time, I tell them, everybody's in agreement, we go. Now, they told me I was going to be the headliner of this event. I got called the next day and said, we made a mistake. You're not going to be headliner, but we'll give you 30 minutes. The very next day, again, we made a mistake again. We'll give you 15 minutes.
Wow.
In my mind, I'm going to come bring the noise. I go there, I perform, my 15 minutes, tried to walk off the stage, and the people pushed me back up on the stage.
Wow.
They were like, no, sing more. I sing again. Before I can get fully off the stage, shout out to Gable Music Ventures.
I know Gail.
Yep, and right out, I'm in Wilmington, Delaware. Shout out to Gail and Jeremy. Before I can get off the stage, they said to me, we're going to keep you working. And they have kept me working. My point is, it took courage for me to do it.
Right.
Because self-doubt was there.
Right.
Saying you're not good enough. Nobody's going. All that was still there. I had to push back that and have courage. My first, I just want to say, have courage. Have courage to believe in yourself when no one else is going to believe in you. Mm-hmm. Have courage to know that you have an authentic sound that nobody else has. Have courage of the vision that God has given you. If you don't have courage, the process will never start. Right. And it took me having courage. And again, I wasn't fully believing in myself. It just was like, I know there's something. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to go with it. Right. And every day you have to continue to, I'm like right now, doing this interview with you, I got to have courage to do it. Because it's like, oh, will I say the wrong thing? Is this going to happen? Is I'm going to clear my throat too loud? Anything.
Yeah, but I made it comfortable because we had a girlfriend powwow beforehand, so we're good.
That's right. And we're good. Exactly. So I would say the first step is courage. And then I would say, man, this is the hardest thing. Find a team of people that has the same work ethic as you or more.
Absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You got to find people that will push you. And this is what I mean. So you'll find people that are great people. I've had the pleasure to meeting wonderful, talented, jewels in this industry. Mm-hmm. But they may not have the same work ethic. They may not have the same motives. They may, you got to find somebody that is not about them. Mm-hmm. It has to be about the vision. Mm-hmm. I had this acronym at one point that was like, team. And what it stands for, together everyone accomplished the mission. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. If you can't do it together, you gotta be mindful of that. So having a great team, I met with Ashley, shout out to ABC Production. Mm-hmm. Her one time meeting me, or not even meeting me, seeing me, and empowered her to be like, hey, let's move. Hey, I want to connect with this, and I want to do that. You want to find somebody that's gonna be like boom, boom, boom. That team part is important. And I would say the last thing that I do every day is affirmation.
Absolutely, yes. Mm-hmm.
Every day I am doing affirmations to remind myself I am good enough, I am qualified, speaking things into existence.
That's right.
Commanding my environment to be conducive, having favor on areas. Listening to motivational speakers. Like I have these different things on YouTube. I play it around my house. I put into my spirit and my soul those things so that when negativity comes, I'm already built for it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or the things that are in you, the things that are spoken in you, you can regurgitate it back out.
My God! So I would say those are the three things I am always moving forward. It's with, again, courage, a strong team, and not a person who's in agreement with you. That's easy to find. Mm-hmm. Somebody who's going to push you and say you're wrong. Right? Not you're wrong because I want things done my way. You're wrong because you can do better, Fran. You have it better in you to do. That's not good enough, Fran. You can do better. I see the vision, like somebody who can tap into it, and again, those affirmations. So those are my foundations that I hold fast to, and I build around those foundations. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful, impactful, important, empowering advice, because the main thing that you kept talking about is not only instilling these things or speaking those things or bringing those things back to your spirit man, but you were talking about something that used to make me pull my hair out, is having a team. And I just don't understand how people think that it doesn't matter. You have to have a team, and you have to have a team. That's just the point. That's just the period, and just the blank. You have to have a team. And so, and you spoke about being humble, because just like God can give it to you, He can take it away. And so you absolutely have to be level-headed. You have to, just because you've accomplished that small little thing doesn't mean you've made it. You've never made it. And you have you have to practice. You have to rehearse. You have to always put yourself out there. Like,
listen, I'm in, I get tutoring for my singing. I take voice lessons every week. Yeah, so I just have to, so all of that with that team process, that's part of my team. My voice coach is part of my team. I also have mentors. That's part of my team, right? Because my mentors, my coaches, they are like they tell me. I have a meeting with I thought somebody's going to consult me on Monday. And 8 a.m., 8 a.m., I'm coming with coffee, bagels, what is it? And I'm going to be a son. That is part of the team process, because your team is not just the people you're close with every day. It is those people that have insights and wisdom that are willing to share with you and to give information. So, whether you talk to them every day or every 2 weeks, all those components are so important. Now, you have your home girls, which are great, right? You have your homeboys, are great. But I'm talking about people that are going to challenge you. Right. One of my best friends, I'm going to shout him out, Ashley, his name is Ashley Kobe. Almost every day, he is challenging me as a leader. Every day. So that's part of my team, because I need to know, like, as a leader, where I need my strength at. Where, I run a band, I run a business, I run a corporation, so I'm leading people. You know what I mean? So that team part, and it's now, here's the other part. I know you can contest to this, Portia. It ain't always easy finding that team.
It's not. It's not. And I mean, there are times where you have to drop your team and work solo because of what you said. Like, I don't need a whole bunch of yes men around me, but I need people who are also going to pull weight. You know what I mean? And if I give you something, don't try to be the manager tomorrow. Like, you got to learn. And so,
absolutely.
Yeah, we could talk all day.
All day about that, right? We're going to talk about what it is to develop a team. Yeah, because, I mean, it is important. And I just think, and my heart is this, and this, tears me up sometimes, is that we don't see the importance of what a team can do. We want to be the limelight in front, and I tell people all the time, like, and when I say this, hear my heart, I love that I'm chosen for this, but I don't think I would have chosen this, because it is great responsibility, and it is, like, I'm the last person I'm thinking about, because I want to make sure I'm impacting other people's lives in a way that it is well pleased with God. So, all of that is important to me. But at the same time, I do choose it because it is a great honor. I am humbled by it. I am, and I have to, get advice. So all those things matter. So, yeah, it's a privilege. Don't get it twisted. It is such a privilege. And at the same time, it is work that I realize I'm built for. It's just every day you learn it,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this last question, which is a great one.
Keep it coming.
And it's like, you're so cute. So if I am an artist and, I've been so moved by this conversation, and I just want, I mean, this is what the person who's listening to this podcast is saying. So you have, maybe Tracy that's listening from Atlanta. She's so moved by this conversation. She's like, oh my gosh, she's saying everything I need to hear. Tell the listeners how they can get in contact with you via social media or email or your team, mother's manager, or whatever. How can they learn from you? How can they come see you? How can they follow you? Tell them how they can listen to everything.
So, of course, I'm on all social media outlets, so Facebook and Instagram, and real simple, Frantastic Noise, so FRANTASTIC, and the word noise. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. That's probably where I'm at the most. I have my own website, www.frantasticnoise.com. And if you just wanted to shoot me an email or DM me, you can, but my email is bookus, so BOOKUS@frantasticnoise.com. Again, book us at frantasticnoise.com. Whatever I have, because I realize what I have is not just for me. I'm more than, and if I don't know it, I'll refer you to somebody else. Hopefully, I don't mind making connections. I don't mind saying, hey, I don't know, but you might want to research this, or you might want to listen to this, because I'm a learning junkie, okay? I'm a sponge. I'm trying to understand this as much as the next person, and what's the best course of action and plan of action and strategies to put in place to be in my purpose on purpose. So feel free, to definitely email me, DM me or, just follow me. Sometimes I'm putting encouraging things up, that has helped me, that's impacted my life, So, yeah, that's the best way to get in contact with me. And I would love to hear from Tracy from Atlanta. Hey, girl.
Absolutely.
Come talk to the girl.
So, again, shout out to Fran. She's having a performance coming up in Trenton, New Jersey. She's opening for amazing acts, and that's going to be on October 12th. And she'll be opening for, of course, Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick and Chubb Rock and Roxanne Shante. And, I don't know if I'm leaving anybody out. But
we got DJ Red Alert.
Yes. Yes. So,
and look, I don't know if you guys know that. So, I don't know how long this special is going to be on, but they have a sale right now on Groupon for the tickets.
Right.
So these tickets are like 50% off now. So yeah, I'm going to be posting that all over my social media feeds. So I'm a Groupon person. Y'all see what it is for 50 headed, so don't front on it, okay?
Me too.
Save your money, okay? Get these tickets, save some money. Now you can buy 2 tickets, okay?
Right.
One for you and your homegirl because they had discount. You know you was coming already, so let's just do this.
And you get to meet, hug, get an autograph, and take a picture and see Fran, right?
Yes. Be like, I heard you all Portia. Yes, I'm a noise maker. Yes, come tell me. Listen, keep me, because listen, you can be my noise maker by keeping me focused and pushing me. So, listen, this is one big circle that affects many people, okay? So I'm part of the circle of life as well, too, with this thing. Yes.
All right, Nala. So you gave your advice, and guess what, Fran? I'm going to give mine, and it never changes. Every week I say the same thing because it means so much. And my advice to everyone is when you walk in the room and when you walk out of the room, whatever anyone whispers about you is your brand. So make sure you walk in purpose. Stay blessed, everybody. I am Purposeful Portia, and again, we have Frantastic Noise today as our special guest. And remember to tune in every single Thursday because you never know who I'm going to have dropping jewels to elevate you to the next level. Be blessed. Take care. Bye-bye.
See ya.
What another amazing episode this week. Thank you so much for joining us. And be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms at Purpose PR Agency, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Be sure to tune in next week at 7 o'clock. We look forward to connecting with you.